Tusa Toti Fantuka, I maneuver like Lesuta. Tela Tupa, Petabuka, Kaliruta. I'm a tutor, dropping jewels, Basali Juta. Nah, fam, more bars, Rabuchupa. On brand, I'm Southpaw, Kalitupa. Kalebazama, Barituta. Abasatana, Nubaduta. You know my rhymes is flying, Ketilipuka. And what's mine is mine, give me the Luca. Baminaiza Basaluta, cause we can.
Ayo Shapuzete Wafetu, my name is Ofentse. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody calls me Glitz, and you're watching another episode of Droppin Jewelz. Now, today we've got a very special guest. We have the rap magnificent, we have the boom bap infinite, trap intricate, half man, half illish shit. Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Please help me welcome Mr. Ginger Trill, everybody. Shapa matoko bafiki, shapa matoko. Hey, that is a bit of a mouthful, nyana, but you get it right. You get it right.
Sharp, man. How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
Together.
So, first of all, thank you for welcoming us. I see this is where the hits are made.
Yeah. This is the spaces.
This is when rappers get bodied.
Yeah. yes, so to speak. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for sharing your platform with me and for having me on the show, man. Droppin Jewelz. Shout outs to you guys.
Excellent. So, let's take it back to the beginning.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the first song that you wrote?
The first song I ever wrote. Do I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I actually kind of do. It was way back into time. Probably maybe 2000, 2001, 2002 maybe. Yeah.
And then what song was it about? Was it a...
I'll tell you the truth. So me and two of my guys, Rap Rakadi, aka K-Fly.
That's a dope name. Yeah.
And like my boy Pensi. And three of my guys actually, and one of my guys Ompi. You know, we started messing around with music together almost at the same time. So Kifilo had like a little I won't call it a boombox, but these radio joints where you could like record yourself with the mic into the cassette tape.
Okay.
So the song wasn't about anything particular because we were listening to like a lot of like Val hip hop at the time, you know. Even though we were observing like the fact that these people have hooks, we also got that if you're making this kind of art at the time, you don't need a hook. It's just about displaying your skill. It's about skill. Yeah. So we would make a song. It would be like 3 verses, no hook in particular, just us dapping one another and you know flossing about how ill we are, or, you know, just talking that shit on these records. And that would be it. It was that kind of song. I don't remember the lyrics, just by the way, but it was that kind of track.
Okay, and then like so you mentioned that you were inspired by Val rap at the time.
Yeah.
And then internationally, who were you listening to?
At the time, I was hooked on phonics. I was listening to like Jay-Z.
Is this like Reasonable Doubt era? Or
no, I'm a little bit too young to have been like woke in that era. I wasn't outside. Hard it is to believe looking at this interview today. But me, like my era of falling in love with hip hop is my pre-teens, you know, like between 10 and like, look, I'd been in love with hip hop, but like the art of doing it and practicing it and like being like infatuated with it probably starts like between 10 and 13.
Okay,
so that's when I started really listening to like, not just listening to whatever's playing on radio or whatever an OG is playing around you, like me getting it myself.
Yeah.
So it was Eminem, Busta Rhymes, DMX, Jay-Z. Once I found Jay-Z, he's the one I couldn't let go of though. I won't lie. Like he's the one who became like my go-to guy. Started listening to him maybe like 99, 2000. Yeah, 2000, 2001. That's when I was like, wait, man, this guy. But by then, I'm already listening to DMX. I'm already listening to Busta Rhymes, Eminem, You know,
so it's mainly New York based.
it looks like it actually. I wasn't
Yeah.
really big on like the Snoop Dogs and like the Tupacs. I loved Warren G, but I never had his tape. I never listened to Ice Cube until like the 2010s. Can you believe it?
Okay.
I never listened to NWA.
Mm-hmm.
I loved like Eminem and New York hip hop.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, excellent. So, you were a young kid, you were a teenager,
Yeah.
you fall in love with rap,
Yeah.
you start to take it seriously. So what song would you say gave you that commercial appeal, or which song made people start to like notice you?
So we did this compilation in like, was it 2012? Circa 2012, 2013. We did this compilation put together by Teebs and Motif, the Motif people. Rest in peace, Tebelo Motswane.
Rest in peace.
So it was like a Show Teebs Love collaboration with Motif Records, and they did like a collaborative tape. I had a song on there, I had an entry in there called the Klonkiti. Because the tape had a lot of names that were bubbling under like at the time, and basically all the vibrant young cats in the game, some of them having more of a wave than me at the time.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people started noticing from there.
Yeah.
But we followed that up with the remix to No Sleep remix, which is also a song that's originally featured on the compilation.
Yeah.
After that 2-song run, I think that's when people's ears started perking up at the name. Yo, who's Ginger Trill?
True.
Yeah.
But it from those days, weren't you like Ginger Breadman?
Yes. Before that, I'm Ginger Breadman. Come time for me having like a commercial crossover or like a commercial appeal of some sort, when people are aware of me in the spaces, there was a confusion with the identity because of, you know, my pseudonym or my handle on social media.
Yeah.
So people just assumed it's Ginger Trill.
Oh, okay.
You know,
yeah.
I remember I got verified. I was the first artist to get verified in the country.
Sure.
Maybe like
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. Maybe like 2012, and my handle is at Ginger Trill. So everybody started assuming, yo, that's his name. Yeah. And we just eventually just ran with that, because why resist it? I came up with it. It's not like a yeah.
Alright, excellent. So a lot of people know you around those times with my No Sleep and the tape that you mentioned, your tapes.
Yeah.
However,
tape,
however, we know you from like the Full Clip days, season school.
The real ones know. The real ones know. Yes, sir.
So, what would you say about that experience and how it pushed your career at the time?
Man, what a time, man! What a pivotal moment in my life, really, and also in my career. So I'm still living at home, mom and pop crib. Get 2010 at the time. I think it's a Skoponyana somewhere Komolo. I come home and I listen to radio. You know what I mean? I come home. Sometimes I go past my girlfriend. You remember? and then I come home. But I was a restless guy. Like as you can imagine, I'm in my early 20s. So I'd listen to radio. I still have the energy to listen to radio even after like all those hours of standing. Yeah. So I bump into the show Full Clip, and I'm loving it. Because I used to listen to Season School, but Full Clip was kind of new. Yeah. So I listened to the show, and they got the segment now where people can come and rap. I'm already rapping, you know?
Sure.
Because like I said, I'm out of high school. I'm in my early 20s. I'm 21, 22 maybe?
Yeah.
23, I think. 22. So I'm out here, and, you know, I'm like, okay, these guys are doing this. And I feel I'm nice. So I talked to my partner, you met him. I'm like, hey, bro, check out the show. Yeah. So the very next week, he checks out the show. He's like, yo, Trill. I wasn't even Trill at the time. He's like, hey, yo, I think you can go smoke some shit up there.
Yeah.
So we plot on it. Probably the 3rd, 4th week of the show. And when I my boy had a nice phone, like the Samsung Omni. He showed me, look, I got this GPS thing. Just get the address. We're gonna make it. Don't worry about shit. Puts in this shit. I tell her, Gazolo, we drive out here. That was my first time as an adult by myself in Johannesburg. Because I had no business being here. I might be lying. I might have come through Lake Zodia for like maybe the first back to the city. I'm not sure. But okay, cool.
So where you driving from at this time?
From Potchefstroom. From Potchefstroom. We're leaving it at like 8 o'clock at night. Trying to make it before, 10 o'clock.
Damn.
Nah, maybe a little bit earlier. So I drive up here, bro, and there's a gang of rappers outside. You know, I'm like, shit. Now people have caught on to this thing. So there's gang people. So I stand there. Me and my guys stand a little bit back. It's me and 2 of my guys. We're looking at the whole situation, sussing it out, you know, sizing it up.
Yeah.
I remember I still used to smoke with cigarettes. I bust a cigarette, calm my nerves. I look at them. I'm like, today we're doing this. We walk up there. I remember we walk up there. Scoop comes out with Gino. He's like, hey, yo, everybody settle down. Check it out. This is how it's going to happen. You bust a free. You come up here. You bust your little free. And if you dope enough, we let you guys inside, all right? We can't take everybody. There's a whole lot of you guys. You got to keep it fancy. Keep it cute. All right, cool. So, Majita Zagala. Out of who's going first? I'm like, everybody gonna do that Hollywood thing, huh? Everybody gonna stand back. I rush through the whole crowd, just to get up the stairs. I'm like, it's me, it's us. Hey boy, I bust. He's like, I bust my thing. He didn't even let me get to the 5th bar. He's like, all right, you ain't going. You going.
So you had to bust like a freestyle there first.
They're outside the door first.
Then you can.
Then they let you in, bro. If you were listening, if you've heard the full clip tapes, you heard the reaction.
Yeah.
You heard how the studio went buck wild. My life was never the same after that. Cause in there cause they don't trust cats. They like, yo, you better bust that same shit you bust outside. Cause they've had incidents where niggas come inside, you know, after the screening, then sees. Then sees is like, but I thought you said this guy was nice. Outside. That Scoop is like, this nigga was hot outside. He didn't spit the same verse he spit. So he's in my ear like, yo, you better bust that same shit you bust outside. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna let you hold something. Cause you don't know me, you don't know how ready I am for this. This is my moment. I'm not even from the city. I gotta drive back home after this.
Yeah.
So boy, I was like, nah, that wasn't even my best verse. You'll see though. I come in with a whole other verse. The freaking studio goes berserk, and life was never the same. That changed. That was like the kind of validation that one only dreams of. You know, even though in the back of your head you've sized it up. You're like, yo, if they react like this to what 1, 2, 3, I know if I come like this. But you don't know until you're really in that moment and it's happening.
Yeah.
And it happened. Maybe, I might even say just a little bit better than I expected. But I won't lie, I was hoping for that. But it was a little bit better than I expected. And life was never the same. It was the kind of validation, bro, that a young artist, an out-of-towner like myself, only dreams of, to know that, shit, I'm meant for this. I've always felt like this is what I need to be doing, you know? I've been doing this for at the time, it was probably 9, 8 years of my life. Because I started rapping when I was 13, 14. And somewhere there, it got addictive. And after high school, you know, I started flirting with the idea of it being a career choice. You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Maybe I can make it. Yeah.
But after that appearance on Full Clip, I was like, this is where I have to be. And yeah, I never looked back since.
That's an amazing story.
Shout out to legendary stuff.
I can imagine it like being in a huge platform like that and coming all the way from Boyz.
Yeah.
You're making sure, yes,
Okay,
so now after season Scoop,
Yeah.
How does the collabs with artists from Motif Records come about? How did you meet T from the V?
So now, after Season Scoop, you know, the very next progression from like the freestyles is getting on radio. Because they have a show, the Hot 99, which would play twice, like in the morning at 9 a.m. And in the PM at 9 p.m. obviously. So after you freestyle, the next natural progression is to actually have a song that can make it on this chart, right? So being glued onto that chart show, I started sizing myself up against these other guys who'd make it on there. One of the guys who had killed the freestyle and also killed the charts was Kid X. Kid X was killing this shit in a way that I wanted to kill it at the level that I wanted to kill it at, like in terms of being dexterous and being able to do both. Because not everybody who can rap that well in freestyle can make songs. That's that's the thought. Everybody always believed that. But I saw it in this guy. And I knew that I had the potential to be taken seriously as one of those artists who can do both as well. So I started focusing my energies. Now, he was working closely with a guy called .com. .com, the producer. He always giving like the dopest beats. So I figured maybe the next step is production for me. After working with Sean Pages, I try to find .com and just work with a lot of other producers who'd have a lot of placements on the chart. So I found .com. .com happened to have a label with his partner Tini called Tinism.com. So we start a partnership. We dropped my debut album. After we dropped my debut album, and we dropped it to deaf ears because it's not like I had a hot single or whatever.
But did you have like a solid fan base at the time?
No, I was bubbling under, but I knew that the people whose ears were glued into Full Clip and Hot 99, it was basically hip-hop yo-yo from South Africa. You couldn't say you're hip-hop in 2010 and not listen to those shows. Exactly. So I knew that everybody on this show knew who I am from the name because I've been running with this shit for at least almost a year now. Sharp, I started a partnership with these guys. We drop an album. Now the real work starts because we have to get the music out there. We have to get the CD out to people. One day I met a show done by Hype Magazine. Here's T from the V. Because your question is how did I meet T from the V? Here's T from the motherfucking V. I'm like, oh shit. Here's T. I wonder if he's up. I wonder if he knows who I am. So I step up to T and I say some embarrassing shit. And he sort of shoot me away because I was just blowing his high. I was like, fuck yeah, Trill. What were you doing? Why did you do that? Why did you step to mans like that? Alright, cool. So I had a plan. I was like, the next time I see him, I'm gonna have my CD in my hand. If the next time comes through, I have my CD in my hand. I'm like, yo, T, I met you before, I fucking, it was a misstep over there. But what I really wanted to get through to you is this here. Hey, yo, how much that go for? I'm like, this is 100 a pop, but I mean, UT, you can have it. He's like, nah. He gave me 100 for it. He took it. And from that moment onwards, Dumi knew who I was. Hofitile, maybe a few weeks, maybe months. T called me. Like, they were doing this thing with Teebs and them. And T was like, he called me. He didn't even call me directly. I think he called me through Instro. Because Instro was aware of me. Because Instro, he's one of those guys who have his ear to the streets at the time. He knew everything, everybody. So he's like, no, I know this kid. He's from this, wop wop. And that's how that came about. That's how I met T.
Excellent. So, a lot of people like myself have always thought that you've been signed to Motif. So, like, what's the situation with like labels and stuff? Which label have you been signed to? And what was the situation with Motif Records?
So with Motif, it was like, Motif wanted to sign me. I keep it a buck. But when Motif came around, I was already signed to Tinism.com. But Motif weren't being funky about it. They were being A1. They were being 100. They were like, yo, we have resources. And we have a certain pool. And we have a certain name. And because T's about culture. You know, that's one thing about Stogie motherfucking T.
Yeah.
He helped build this culture, so he loves this culture. And he doesn't need a dime from any rapper. So he doesn't want to rob you of your money.
Yeah.
No, not really. So he just wanted me to be on. And he thought it would be a good look for me, him, because we sort of built a rapport. Me, him, Reason, the three of us, after the No Sleep run and the Bump the Cheese Up run, it was starting to look like, you know, the new... I don't want to say death row because I'm not like I don't fuck with them. The new Rockefeller.
Yeah.
It was like the new faces of hip hop. It was the fresh new thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The new Glitz gang.
Yeah.
The old Revenge Club records.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. So he had this. He was like, you know what? It'll make things easier if I have my mans over here, so that if we're gonna share these resources, so. He asked my situation. I told him my situation. But he was still willing to bend over. He was like, yo, how about then we have a partnership deal with you guys and we come in like this?
Okay.
I was like, all right, let's rock. And I pitched it to my people. In the end, the conversation was dragging.
Yeah.
Like it was dragging too long, so we had to let it go. We let it go. But to show you that he's a real one, years later, when I was like fully out of the deal and you know, solo, and I was putting out music by myself, the verse of the year thing were on, like the verse of the month stuff. And this guy was one of the first people to say, to shine a spotlight on me again and say, yo, but look at this guy. Are you guys seeing these guys? There's these guys who do this rap shit for real. And look at this motherfucker. So that was my situation. We never signed. He just always co-signed though. He's always co-signed out the gate. After he heard me, after he fucked with me, he co-signed, gave me jewels. They took me. I wasn't even signed to them when Kendrick Lamar was doing the South African tour for Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah. Was that like 2014?
14. Begin top of 14. Because they postponed it when it was supposed to be at the back end of 13 and then had to be top of 14. Those guys took me on the 3-city tour with them, opening for Kendrick Lamar. They didn't have to do that.
How was that experience?
It was nuts. It was my first time on an airplane.
And then did you meet Kendrick up?
Nobody met Kendrick. Nobody met Kendrick. Kendrick's people were real bougie, as most international, as most American acts are. Maybe even the European ones, but as most American hip hop acts are, they are kept at a distance away from us to stop us from like coming together and bridging the gap, and you know.
But why do you think that happens?
Gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is a way to control not only narrative, but also resources and funds, and keep everybody where they need to be, so that the people who are benefiting from everybody being where they are keep benefiting. You know, you don't want a bunch of woke South African artists understanding the game at an international level, especially back in 2013-14, and start knowing their rights and knowing that they deserve more, because they're going to fuck up everything. They're going to start asking for more from everybody. Then the people who break themselves off with the piece that's supposed to be going to the artists, that pie gets smaller. You feel me? That's why AKA Rest in Peace Kingdom Forbes started saying, me, I'm actually not opening for internationals anymore because you guys treat us like shit. I'm not even exaggerating. It's not like, no, they just gatekeep. They make you
feel
like shit. They try to knock you guys down a peg so that the aspirations and the thoughts of even getting this big artist in one room and convincing him of something is cut short. Because you have all these other obstacles to deal with that they put in front of you at the show.
Damn. I think like that's really fucked up, bro. Like,
it's fucked up. South Africans hate South Africans.
Like I hate you, I am dating you. So as a young rapper at the time, where are you getting like music business knowledge from?
The Stogies, you know, I won't lie, even in my label, like Teeny and Smalls were very research driven. Like some of these things were trial and error and like crash courses, like where we had to learn on the go. But my niggas were really had they they wits about them, and they learned so quick.
Yeah.
They already had knowledge, but with me having one foot in the game, everything accelerated.
Yeah.
Contracts, sync deals, partnerships, distro deals, licensing deals.
Yeah.
I mean, between 2014 and 2016, I was actually licensing my music to Sony at the time through Tinism.com.
Okay.
So my music was getting out there faster and with much more wider coverage, because of the blow up from 2013. Yeah.
Right. Excellent. So, let's go to your writing ability, right?
Shit.
Yeah. So if you haven't listened to this guy Bafir then I don't know what's up.
Stream that Bar album.
Stream the Bar album.
Out on all DSPs.
So I heard when I was listening to Bar, you mentioned it's a deluxe version of Piff Paid in Full. Yeah. Could you kindly elaborate on that?
I mean, Piff was like a 6-track EP. Bar is like a 7-track EP. I've got a track with Tasso. He actually produced Magnificent, where I say this is Piff Deluxe. So because most of the music on Piff was originally produced by Tasso and then had touch-ups from other producers, shout out to my man Explosives.
Yeah.
And everybody else who helped shape that into what it was. So because this song was produced by him, I felt like it was like, that's the appropriate thing to say. Also, just like giving him a shout out, because the last time we got together was Piff. So us getting together on this record was me like saying, yo, it's the team again. We back together again. We fucking shit up.
Yeah.
So that's why I made that reference. It just made sense. Like, it was the same kind of product in terms of the length, how I wanted it to be consumed. And yeah, I worked with Tasso on like 2 records.
Excellent. So I think I also mentioned the last time we made that my favorite songs were The Magnificent,
yes sir,
Free Game,
yes sir,
and
my favorites,
BNG2.
BNG2, yes sir.
Yeah, let's touch a bit on BNG2. I like how you give sort of like flowers to the Queen Bee. But now, it's about BNG, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how important was that for you?
Culture, man. And shout out to K Tasso. Like, some of these ideas were born from just hanging around him. He has this unique way of integrating like South African things, like things that are uniquely South African, into his hip hop. Which is how it's supposed to be, really. It's not supposed to be just a language thing where, okay, or rapa ka Setswana, or rapa ka Zulu, ka Svenda, or ka eng, and then it makes it hip hop. Nah, like, we should be proud of our products, the things that we do. So, BNG by Bonang Dorothy Mateba is ill as shit, because like, that's our queen. That's like one of the flyest females we've ever had in the game, doing it for this long at that level. Now she's got a beverage. Fuck yeah, I'm getting drunk off Bonang. You feel me? So it was just that kind of shit where, like, in America, people big up like their own drinks. Like, Jay-Z will have Armadale, or he'll have whatever, or Diddy will have Ciroc, which isn't really even his. So here, shout out BNG. We drinking BNG. We drinking Biliato. We drinking, what's Rose's joint? Is it Black Rose? Not Rose. What's her name? Pearl Tusi. She also got a gin. I think it's called Black Rose. Okay. We drinking that. What's McGee's joint? Is it Grandier?
Grandier, yeah.
So now we need to start incorporating all that fly shit
into our
own hip hop culture, to show that it's high end too. It's fly shit. All the way to the things that we consume. You know what I mean? So that's what that was about.
That's excellent, bro. Like, keep it original,
Yezerski.
Yeah, let's keep it local.
Yezerski.
So let's touch a bit on your collaborations. You've collaborated with a lot of artists in SA. Yeah. And how has that worked for you? Like, collaborating with artists, and which collaboration have you learned from the most?
Ooh, that's a good question. For me, collaborating with other people, it's like such an important part of the game, because like, music has never, when I fell in love with music, it was never like, a one-man sport. It was always like a group effort.
Yeah.
And, you know, you exchange energies, ideas, and you sharpen one another's skills, you know, whether it be your songwriting abilities or like your production abilities, you know, your song producing abilities.
Yeah.
So, and also you guys get to share one another's fan bases and tap into one another's markets. And in that way, essentially growing the game. Yeah. Growing, like uniting the people that are looking at this thing and growing them and making them familiar with one another. And in the end, when everybody's joined up, then the people who all listen to hip hop, we can give them an identity. Yeah. Just based off our collaboration. We can say, oh, they look like this. They this age. This is what they into. This is what they drink. This is what they eat. Yeah. And that helps us, you know, advance in our careers in terms of like knowing where the sustainability element of it is. Yeah. Knowing the consumer. So it's one of the things I like about collaborating, you know, not just with other hip hop artists, but just any genre. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my most memorable one, bro, a lot of them were memorable. But the things that I learned the most from was probably the Motif, like the Motif era. Because there I worked with Teebs, rest in peace Teebs, Show Love Entertainment. R.I.P., yeah. Right? I worked with Stogie. If I never said it anywhere on record, that's like my idol. Like that's one of the people that was my reference point in South African hip hop in terms of like how I write and how I make hip hop music. Him, Zubs, and Verb. Those are my three go-tos. The goats, the three-headed goat. I got to work with T. I got to work with Reason the Mass, the hottest guy at the time. I felt like that guy had been hot since like 2006. He was bubbling under. Yeah. Since like fresh out of high school, that guy had made a name for himself. Yeah. And I've always wanted to work with him. Yeah. The time was now. I worked with Ricky. You know what I mean? And
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Ricky. That led to Amantombas. I mean, that was the Amantombazana remix, which led to like the craziest collaboration in SA hip hop at the time. That was Ricky, Nadia, Mugs, Questa, Malooms, Kid X. You feel me? Even some of the cameos, we got Stilo there, we got Reason in the back. Yeah. It was like a serious, you know, production, that one. And that became the biggest record in South Africa at the time. Revived some careers, you know.
Who do you think had the hottest verse?
I had the hottest verse.
Okay. That was a fire verse.
Kid X are my favorite verse. Okay. Kid X are my favorite verse on there. But I loved everybody's verse. You know, now that the song is almost 9 years old, I've fallen more in love with Ricky's verse. Like I'm so in love with it now. Yeah. And I love Nadia's verse so much. But I love everybody's verse. We performed that song and there was only 3 of us at Questa's gig, like his legacy gig, 16th bar, over at Carnival City like 2 weeks ago. We performed that record. It was me. Malooms had to skip to another gig. It was me, X, Mugs, and Questa. Yeah. Not everybody could be there. I think Nadia was attending some award show, like Basadi in Music award show. Malooms had to skip to a gig. But in the back of my head, I just kept remembering, damn, Ricky and Dimples aren't here with us anymore. Rest in peace. Damn. Rest in peace. So I love everything about it. Now, I even love Dimples's intro to the fucking song. You know, that was my guy. So yeah, but it changes depending on the day and the mood.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to the fallen soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to rest in peace, Ricky Rick. Rest in peace, DJ Dimples. And I really hope like people can really see what these people have done
for the game.
Yeah. So now let's talk about the collaboration that you're working on now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I heard couple of fire songs.
Yes, sir.
If the world doesn't know, Mr. Ginger Trill is working on a project with TOUCHLINE.
Yeah, TOUCHLINE Truth.
TOUCHLINE the Truth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Could you kindly touch a bit on that?
Well,
what can people expect from that?
Well, that's one of my most exciting collaborations because me and Touch are locked in. We did one song and it turned into a couple songs just off like how the streets were.
Yeah, was
it was Tony Scott. It was on DJ Clen's compilation called Viral, brought to you by Revenge Club Records. So that record sparked a lot of interest around these two rappers,
Yeah.
Trill and Touch. So he hit me. He's like, "Yo, are you seeing these people are daring us? Are they daring us?" He said, "Let's do one more, Fana." We did one more. We gave it to the people a week later after the drop of the first one, and we realized, okay, this is a collaboration we didn't know everybody needed.
Yeah.
And then that's how we started working on more records. Such a dope experience. Such a fun experience working with Touch. Just outside of the music, just the kind of person he is, like the type of soul he is. It's so refreshing. Because Touch is a star, but it's easy to forget when you're with him. Just how he is to people, how he treats people, his passion for what he does, how he views himself. And he's such a dope energy to be around. And then also his professional side, like his work ethic, his discipline, his obsession, and his chase for perfectionism. So still sharp and still, like when I'm around him, it gives me that extra boost to push, and it's like, just he brings the best out of me. So it's been a very dope time. It's not even over yet because we haven't dropped the project. We haven't taken it to the people. Even though I feel like we're at the back end of the process. We're just doing some touch-ups here and there before we give it to the streets. But it's been a very, very dope experience. Yeah.
Excellent. So, what can people expect from like the album?
From the tape?
From the tape, can you expect bars? Can you expect love songs?
Yes. Everything. Edge, current, lyricism, like at a high level, stories, and a presentation. Yeah.
Excellent, Ofentse. And then, okay, let's take it after the tape.
Yeah.
What can people expect from Ginger alone, Ginger Trill? So far, I know you've dropped Burn After Reading.
Yeah.
Wow.
I dropped that in November 2022. Yeah.
And then I heard your Stay Low, No Paper freestyle.
Yazerski.
Very fire.
Maji.
Best, the best in my opinion.
Yes, true.
Yeah. So in the future, what can people expect from Tshegofatso Ginger Trill?
I'm looking at like putting out some more music this year. This year just seems like, the right time for hip hop. Even though from late last year it was feeling that way, that's why I dropped when I dropped last year, when it felt safe to come outside, because I hadn't dropped since 2020, like deep in the lockdown, and too much was going on in the game. Like hip hop was in a weird place. Everybody felt that way. So it's just been feeling like the right time to. My instinct told me that next year is going to be it. Last year. So when I dropped 2020, that was me actually preparing to be outside more. And I was right, like No Paperwork dropped, the streets went crazy. This song with Touch and Clan dropped with Revenge Club Records, the streets went crazy. A week later we dropped another song, me and Touch, the streets went crazy. We were like, okay, so I'm gonna work on this tape with him, and I'm looking forward to collaborate with more peeps this year. I don't wanna drop names. I hate being a spoiler, But I'm gonna be collaborating with some other peeps also. And I'm looking to drop my own project. No, I will not be giving you the name yet.
Why can't you drop it on Droppin
Jewelz?
Exclusive nyana.
Nah, what if it changes? Like, because we're so early in that process, we're like mad early. But I can tell you this, it's gonna be better than the bar. I can already promise you that. Like you're gonna love, if you love the bar, you're gonna love this one a bit more than the bar. Maybe even a whole lot more.
Alright, so last question. Your favorite project from Bosch with Love, Piff, Bar, ever since Ginger Trill existed? What's been your favorite project?
The last bonds are always the favorite kids, man. That's just how it be. But because I love the bar for what it is, for how it came out, like for what it means. A cult classic is Mo Better, and I think it's turning. Mo Better is turning, what is it, 7? This week, like sometime this week.
Mm-hmm.
End of the month.
Okay.
I think on the 30th of this month. That was one of my favorites. I won't lie. Mo Better.
Okay.
It's Mo Better is the only thing that'll stop me from saying the bar or from Butch with Love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess
Mo Better was. But yeah, From Butch with Love is dope,
man. From Butch with Love is dope, man. But yeah, I'll just settle for Mo Better. It's a cult classic. The streets love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's turning. How old is it turning? It's turning 8. It's turning 8, 30th of this month.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I no stress about it.
Yes, sir.
Shout out. Thank you for having us, bro.
Thank you guys for having me on the platform. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody watching at home. Yazerski.
Excellent, Bafetu. That's how we wrap up the show from Ginger Trill and me, Utliti. Make sure you guys subscribe, guys. You guys always be watching this shit, but never pressing that subscribe button. Like, why are you doing that?
Hit the bell, the notification bell as well.
Hit the bell. It should be at the bottom of your screens right now.
The Canoa production.
Yeah, make sure you like, make sure you comment so we can keep the conversations going. And then please make sure you check out whatever Ginger Trill's gonna be up to. Make sure you follow him on his socials. Yes. Make sure you follow the Canoa Productions on our socials. And till next time, guys, peace out.
This is rap par excellence, suave gentleman, make it look all effortless. Star elements, I'm the one that y'all reference. Talk reckless and I turn to an arch nemesis. That's hard evidence, proving that we far better than y'all veterans. God's pen in it, dog, heaven sent. Bar specialist, raw medicine, more benefits. Me and Touch could rap circles around 10 of them. Mad talent, black magic, all melanin. Fantastic, that fabric is called elegance.